Lakini silishatokea mwanzo umempata baba. Wanakosa mkose.
So instead of giving one bag, because we have about 20 portions, one bag of rice, one bag of flour, salt, and one bag of sugar. Instead of doing that, we're going to give like one bag of sugar, one bag of rice, because we're running out of stuff.
Just like on YouTube, to give your brain some new food. Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. As you can see, I'm gracing the channel today with my beautiful wife for life, Tina Sebas. You know, she is my wife, my best friend, and my partner in crime, my partner in life. You know, most of you guys who have been following this channel long enough, then you know the credential applies to my wife. And for y'all who don't know what's going on this channel and what's the credential with my wife, you can find out in older videos. Exactly. So today we're going to address our visit to Africa.
Yes, Zanzibar.
Tanzania, Africa.
We went to the motherland, people.
A long time goal for us. Yes. Long time dream. And for most of you guys who don't know what was our initial reason for going to Africa, it was really our 14th year in wedlock. So, exactly. 14-year anniversary. We've been to a few different continents, and we thought we got to get the motherland under our belt. Definitely. So, it's only right that we give you the story as to how we ended up in Zanzibar. How we ended up in East Africa, because I've always wanted to go to Africa, but my thing about going to Africa was, if I have to go to Africa, my desire was to go to West Africa. Right. Any country in West Africa, for the simple fact that history has said that the slaves that was brought from Africa to the West Indies, including Jamaica, were mostly from West Africa.
Exactly, yes.
So,
and we've heard about most countries in West Africa, such as Gambia, Ghana, Senegal. You know, a lot of Caribbean people.
I've relocated there. So, I don't know if I should say a pen pal, but I met someone online about 14 years ago, and we've kept in touch over the years. And he is from the Gambia. Yeah. So I said to my wife, maybe we should go to the Gambia. Right. So we booked our hotel in the Gambia, our resort, booked our flight, and we were ready to go to the Gambia. My man was even ready to pick us up at the airport to take us to our resort. People, you could call it destiny, fate, or what it's supposed to be had to be, because less than 24 hours before our flight, we got an email from the airline saying
your trip has been cancelled.
There was a no-fly zone to the Gambia. Yes. A 24-hour notice, because Senegal was having some airstrikes, some protests, and there was just no flight going to West Africa. So
for those that you who don't know, that the Gambia, it's a bit strange because it's surrounded by Senegal. The
only country in the world which all of its border is surrounded by one single country. Just happened to be the country that had a airstrike, right? We had a very short window to decide where we want to go, and Wife for Life chose Zanzibar. And that's how we ended up in Zanzibar for 2 weeks. With no regrets, you know. It was a beautiful experience going to Africa on its own. Yeah. Zanzibar, the welcome was warm, the people were friendly. Definitely. But this video is not really to highlight the beauty of Zanzibar and all the pleasures that we endured or that we experienced in, I can't say endure, it was pleasure. Yeah. So experience. So all the pleasures that we experience in Zanzibar, we will be putting that on our joint channel so you guys can see what we get up to there. Yes. However, this video is about the harsh reality beyond the walls of the resort. Because one of our desires were, if we go to Africa, we want to see the real Africa.
Right. Well, we do that with every holiday. We're kind of like not the typical tourists. We kind of like go out. We go on excursions, but we kind of like say, oh, we want to go to the village, or we want to go to this town, or
want to meet the locals. Yeah, want to see what, you know. Of Jamaican background, we know how it is in Jamaica, which Jamaica is a tourist destination, but we know the inside of Jamaica. So having that knowledge, we kind of know that every country you go to, tourism is really a mask, and you really want to see what's going on back there. So quickly, let you guys know what happened. We asked some guy on the resort if they could take us to the local villages where real people are facing hard times. And it was expressed to us that they're facing real hard times, and we were questioned several times, are you sure you want to see this reality? So we say, yeah, we want to see the reality. It is 2,300 Gambian shilling to a US dollar, to get things in perspective. So 200 US dollars was about 400,000 Gambian shilling. And we first got an understanding of the money, and then we decided to go out. So we asked, how much can $200 do? Yes. You know? And the guy says, well, put it like this. $200 could feed a village of about 200 people for 2 days.
We asked somebody actually on the resort. He was a tour operator, one of the tours like scuba diving or snorkeling.
Shout out to our man Hussein.
Yeah, Hussein and Sharon also. Sharon. We asked him, and well, we asked Sharon first, and then Sharon called Hussein. And he hooked us up with somebody who, Abdul. We're getting to Abdul.
Who turned out to be our best friend, our guide, our chaperone, everything. So, to make a long story short, people, we went out, we withdrew about 2-3 million. Sounds like a lot of money. So, 2 million is about $1,200. Yes, so 200 is 400,000, 400 is 800,000. So 2 million is about 1,200, about a grand, something like that. Okay, so put it like this: we went out and we bought food in bulk. Food in bulk works the same way everywhere in the world. If you buy it in bulk, you get it cheaper. So Abdul took us to a local wholesale, and we bought, I think, 100 kilos of this, 100 kilos of that, 100 kilos of this. The main thing that we were told to buy from Hussein on the resort was rice, sugar, flour, and soap. So that was what we actually went to buy. We bought less kilo of sugar and more kilos of rice and flour. Can't remember how much kilos we went, but anyway, it took a while to get done, and while the wholesale offered a service of retailing it for us. So that took about 2 hours, so we had an opportunity to walk around the little town, so we had a chance to see the market, a bit like Coronation Market in Jamaica, but in some way a lot calmer, you know? So there was a lot of fruits, as you guys can see in the footage, and there was a lot of people, and there was a lot of sales going on. There were vendors outside selling roast corn and everything. We were recommended not to eat the food, the street food, so I wanted to support, I wanted to be kind, so I didn't order corn, I didn't take the corn. You know, the guy thought I was ordering it to take, but I was just ordering it just to say, give him the money and say, you know, enjoy that.
Yes. And also they had a lot of clothing stores, but these clothes are from European countries or countries from around the world, so they're second-hand and they're donated or whatever.
Right, so
and they sell them at a cheaper price.
We had an opportunity to see where the second-hand clothes donation ends up.
Right.
While that was going on, we went to see the children. This is our highlight. When we think about giving to Africa, to be honest, we do think about the children
First.
more than the adults. And we had a chance to give to the children. It was chaotic. It was chaotic. I mean, on paper, the idea of giving, it's good, it sounds good, it looks good in pictures and maybe in videos, but it was chaotic because the amount of children that came out and the aggression of the children. I mean, I'm not faulting them. Children's gonna always be children, but it also saddens us to realize that children were that hungry, you know, and that needy. You know, in 2022, my thing is, children should be excited over sweets and candy, but they should not be desperate.
No, I was filming at Best and I was kind of like walking behind Abdul and you.
Yeah.
I was walking behind you and was filming at Best, and when the children ran out, I was like really happy and excited that to see so much children. But then when the most of the children got together and got to you,
it turned
very
quickly. It became
and
very.
I had to stop filming. They were going into my bag. I had like a crossbody bag,
right,
and they was unzipping my bag, going into my bag, and I had to say, "Whoa,
yeah."
stop.
So we learned quickly that giving, if it's not organized properly, it could quickly become a dangerous situation.
Definitely.
Because after that little incident, which we kind of applied to children, we went to the first village to give to the adults, and that was equally the same behavior. And I believe it was a more dangerous situation. Given credit, the women were calm. The women were much calmer than the men. But the men were more aggressive. And I'm not saying this to turn off anyone who would like to give to Africa.
Just the reality of it.
You know, and we kind of realized that if we should do this, which we want to do this again on a bigger scale, we must organize it better with police officers and, you know, to create order. Because what we didn't have there was order. There was no order, but goal accomplished. We fed about 250 families, and we felt whole. We felt like this is what we went out to do.
We did run out of food, which was alarming to us because we thought that we had enough. We thought we had enough,
and we were not ready for the reality that we faced, because there was this feeling of guilt, because when the food went out, people were still standing around waiting. The idea was to give each family 1 packet of rice, flour, sugar, and 2 bars of soap. And the amount of people that came out, that quickly changed to we have to, Abdul had to speak to them in Swahili and let them know we can only give 1 item per family. And even though we did that to stretch it, people still walked away empty-handed. So
see their faces when they had nothing.
That was kind of heart-wrenching. So hundreds of people came real quick, and all that food that took us maybe 3-4 hours to prepare were gone in like 20 minutes. It was interesting, heartbreaking, but it also made us want to do it again. But like I say, we want to do it on a bigger scale and more organized with the local police there.
I mean, how we done it from our own money. Nobody contributed anything. It was all our money, and it was budgeted to our
financial situation, what we could afford to give, what we could afford to lose.
Yeah.
And we would like to do it again, and we would like to do it with the help of any of our subscribers that would like to. So far, I've heard from 2 or 3 subscribers that said they're on board.
Yes.
So
we're actually aiming to go in the first few months of next year.
Right.
So we are actually looking to accumulate about $5,000.
Yeah.
We,
in our brain, in our calculation, we believe that with $5,000, what we did the last time, we could feed about 500-600 families.
Definitely.
with 5,000.
Yes.
So before going too big overhead, we'll put it at that budget. And the next reason why we put it at that budget is like this. We said we've never done corporate charities. And the reason why we've never done corporate charities is not because we don't want to help. It's just because we've never trusted corporate charities.
When you think about it, with these charities, they have to have the advertising, they have to have the uniforms, they have to have
administration
and things, and half the money, or I'd say more than half the money,
is going into
towards that
shipping, administration. So
with how we do it,
direct.
that the money is direct there.
So because of that, and we were playing around with the idea of the Survive charity. I haven't shared this with you yet, so this is the first time you're gonna hear this. Creating a charity, calling it Survive Charity. I'm a little afraid that as much as I don't do corporate charity, creating a charity is still kind of going towards corporate charity, even though it's our charity. And I'm wondering if I should actually go that route, or we should actually just do what we've done before, you know?
I think we should just do what we've done before, but still share it with the people.
Yeah, this is what I mean, without creating a charity per se, you know.
Because then we would have to register the charity.
Yeah, and then we're going in the corporate direction.
Exactly,
so the thing is, I feel like what we did out of our pocket, we can continue to do that. Our subscribers can come on board, whether or not they want to, you know, because we appreciate anyone that will support our idea of feeding families, say once a year. But whether or not we get any contribution, we will still do it independently.
I mean, people look at it like this. Okay, you have 15,000 subscribers. Let's just say from 10,000 of those you subscribers, if you give like $2, that's...
Oh, we could feed a lot of people.
Think about it like that, you know?
But some people subscribe just to see what's going on. Some people are truly invested into the channel. So whatever amount of money we get from you guys, I will declare it on the channel. Because like I say, I'm not here to take money for personal use. You know, I just saw that we could use the ENT Sebastian channel to do something, you know? And this channel, as much as I'm the speaker on the platform, this channel is our channel. And like I say, even though this channel is mainly about Jamaica, what I did learn from going to Zanzibar is that the poorest families in Jamaica, the poorest families
are still doing better. Words cannot suffice what we've seen. One has to see it for themselves. The people there don't really speak out about it because I think it's because of their humbleness with their religion and stuff.
They're very humble people.
Tanzania, okay, Zanzibar is part of Tanzania, but they want to become separate because Zanzibar is the tourist country, the tourist hub. And beautiful seas, beautiful beaches is in Zanzibar. And the money that they receive from the tourists in Zanzibar goes to Tanzania.
Most of the locals says
Zanzibar.
They just milk the cow, which is Zanzibar, and the money is invested mainly into the mainland. So most people would like to separate. But like White for Life says, The Zanzibarian people, they don't complain about the poverty. So if you should be a tourist who goes to Zanzibar and you stay, if you stay on the resort and you are just guided on these excursions, you will miss the reality of what goes on beyond the walls of the resort.
And as we were talking to as we were talking to Abdul, he is a tour operator, and we thought, well, maybe you could also implement a tour or an excursion where people can actually donate.
And see the reality. Because before we close off, Abdul took us to a second village that was doing worse than the first village that we went to. This is a fishing village where they sell these little tiny fish. It was horrible. It was horrible because everything was just, the heart-wrenching part was, it was estimated that 400 people live on this little estate and only one toilet. One toilet,
which they have to pay to use.
One toilet for 400 people.
The houses were made out of the bamboo leaves and nothing more, sticks and bamboo leaves.
And we were told that 6 to 10 people sometimes live in one of these little huts. It's horrible, and it's shameful that in 2022, throughout our lives we can speak for, we've heard of suffering and hunger and starvation in Africa. But this was in the 1980s. So for some reason we must have been sheltered by where we've been living all these years, because I didn't expect that in 2022 people were literally hungry. I mean, literally hungry. I mean, this is not an exaggeration. People are starving in Africa in 2022. And I think we may not be able to stop it, but we can put a Band-Aid on it.
Definitely.
You know, and this is what we would like. So again, I'm calling out to my subscribers who think this is a good idea, who would like to support what we're doing, and, you know, contact me off YouTube, contact me by email, and even by WhatsApp. We can get together.
We will come to a conclusion of how you can send the money, and you know,
help us to help Africa. Definitely. Africa is massive, it's big, but we have seen Tanzania, we've seen Zanzibar, and we can't unsee it. And for this reason we would like to help.
It starts in Zanzibar, and who knows, it can go throughout the other
parts of Africa, because when we contacted our source in the Gambia, he also explained to me that that's the situation. Shout out to our Gambian source, Igbo. I was also surprised to know that that's the situation, because I've known Igbo for 14 years. He's never asked me for a dime. Never. You know, and I was a little mad at him to learn that that's the situation. He's got a contact like me in Europe. It's okay, bro. It's okay if you say to me, hey, situation is tough. Can you do something for me? So I'm a little upset with my brethren for 40 years. He's never asked me for a dime. But that's pretty much it, people. Let me know what you think about this video. As you know, in this channel, I appreciate thumbs up and thumbs down, agreement and disagreement, because at the end of the day, people,
each one teach one.
Each one teach one. You've reached the end of my video, and that in itself is a support that I truly appreciate. Other ways that you can support this channel is by giving this video a thumbs up. But the most important way to support my channel is to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of my future uploads. The third way to support this channel is to go to my Teespring account and purchase in any of my merch. And the fourth way that you can support this channel is joining me on Patreon to give me a contribution to help me to do what I do here on YouTube. Once again, I want to thank all of you guys for checking out my video, and ask that you continue to join me, ENT Sabas, here on YouTube to see where my journey takes me. Until next time, peace.